Realtors are walking this way, and I'm just going to ask if they know how to house homeless veterans. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
No,
No.
Okay.
I sadly do not.
I do not, but I would love to learn.
I do not.
I do not, but I would like to know how.
The answer to that is no.
No. Do you know how to house homeless veterans?
I do not.
I do not.
Do you know how to house a homeless veteran?
He's a veteran and he would be
Come
homeless
here.
if I did not house.
Okay. We're here at the Capitol, Illinois State Capitol. This is the lobby day for realtors. And I did make an announcement on the bus about my 3-hour course that I wrote to teach realtors how to work effectively with a homeless veteran. Just because the veteran is homeless doesn't mean they don't have resources to use to get housed or to get anything else they need, because they do. But how do you get to those resources to help that homeless veteran get housed? I've got the class, and it'll be out soon.
Where's the money? Here's the money folder. I apologize for the inconvenience of, and this is not the right screen, but if y'all can see me, that's wonderful. I had some technical difficulties logging on. I came on live and then the system just took me out. So I took this amount of time to figure out how to come back. And now I'm back. And so I hope, Delwar, I hope you can grab this video and do what you need to do with it. So my name is Yvette Jones Swanson, and I am the National Veterans Homeless Housing Advocate, realtor, consultant, and government contractor. Yes. So let me turn this camera around. All right. Thank you. And I've been working in this homeless veterans community for the past 22 plus years. I just can't remember the exact first year. I think it's 2004 or 2006. One of them is when I met my first homeless veteran as a realtor, and I was able to do something about it. And then I started asking questions about, are there more? Because as a realtor, I was already housing emancipated youth and seniors. Good evening, everybody. So when I'm done, then I'm going to stay on TikTok and you can ask me questions. But I'm going to get through this whole thing right here, explaining to y'all why I'm here after 22 years of y'all never, ever, never, 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 never hearing about me. First of all, I didn't think anybody cared, especially realtors, because they knew I housed homeless veterans. I got awards every single year for housing homeless veterans. I got awards as a realtor. And it just so happened my niche is what people call it, was to house homeless veterans. Everybody know, if you have a homeless veteran, call Yvette. You're a realtor and you get a veteran and you don't know what to do with that veteran in terms of housing, call or email or text Yvette. She knows, but you're a realtor. If I can do it, so can you. I'm a realtor. And I house a homeless veteran in an investor's property, I get a commission as a realtor. But you don't want to take the time as a realtor to learn how to house homeless veterans. Yeah. You want the easy people, the easy civilians, and the easy veterans who can come with a VA loan or who can come with great credit, 100% service connection, disability pay, and pension, and still on a job and making good money. Yeah, that's I get it, and I'm not mad at you. But where you're missing is getting them. So check this out. As a realtor, I house homeless veterans, right? Right? Y'all remember that book? That's for my realtor buddies out there. As a realtor, I house homeless veterans. As a realtor, I sell houses to former homeless veterans. You see where I'm going with that? So when I say you guys have never heard of me, thanks for joining my club. When I say you guys have never heard of me, you didn't have to. I didn't have to come here and tell y'all anything because I was already at the VA doing this inside the VA, inside the vet centers. That's the VA, right? Vet centers, all the veterans come to the vet centers. And that's where my workshops were, at the vet centers and at the VA. I didn't have to come here to tell y'all nothing. 22 years of doing this, y'all didn't know. I even wrote a class to teach realtors back in 20. Oh no, right here, not this isn't the class. This right here is at the vet center. All of these scheduled days in 2019. All right. And then over here was in the city colleges. You know, they have veterans, students in the city colleges that don't know how to use their VA home loan. Some of those veterans were at risk of being homeless. They were already homeless. They were looking to get out of a rental and they knew they had a real good job coming and they want to buy a house. So who do they see? They see me conducting those workshops. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, I'm sorry. But you know, I had the cushiest referral base ever. And I still do. I still do. All I got is just send out an email and say, hey, I'm back. What y'all need? I do. But instead, you know, because I don't open doors anymore, I'm so tired. I really am. I'm 60. I know. Thank you. And that at that 60 and working in this field, housing homeless veterans over 22 years, it's time for me to hang up the keys, letting y'all in just to see a house to buy or a rental to rent. So what did I do? I wrote a library of my knowledge. And this is my library that I wrote for you all. I wrote this library for the community to help house homeless veterans. And nobody is saying do this for free. Nobody. I'll show you where the money is. As a realtor, I show you how to house homeless veterans from homeless to home ownership and get a commission housing the homeless veteran with your favorite investor and housing a homeless veteran in a brand new house. He can even have it built. So this is what I teach realtors right here, these two books, right? And this is for the veteran as well. And realtors, you get these two books. You know now how to house a veteran from homelessness to home ownership and everything in between. Okay, so that's what I've been doing for over 22 years. Cushy. Right at the VA. Cushy. Hold on a second. I even have my VA badge still. This badge I had to get fingerprinted, background checked. They called my referrals, you know, they called them to make sure. Yeah, so I didn't have to come here, you know, and I thought, I'm like, I don't have much to tell them just going on talking about it. what more can I do? So as an educator, before and during the time I had my real estate license, I worked in corporate America, and I worked for the government, for the city of Chicago in housing, Department of Revenue, but I managed SRO licensing. So I got to see a lot of housing models. And I got to see the good, the bad, and I was over the task force. So I got to talk to everybody, including the owners of those SROs. I'm like, man, look, let me tell you, in order for you to stay relevant and in this business of housing people in your SRO, you got to get it together. So now I am I didn't even have my real estate license during that time. I got my real estate license during that, but at the tail end of it, because I saw the potential in housing. I saw the potential in housing. And it just so happened I saw that in low income housing. These are SROs, no more than 500 square feet, where one person lives. It's a single room occupancy. And I got to license over 200 of them for the city of Chicago. I got to make recommendations and help business owners of these SROs plan out their stay before I recommend a departure. So I got to do all of that. I got to do all of that. And that's in this book. A lot of that is in this book. I wasn't even housing at the time, but I was developing plans for housing providers. And a lot of that is in this book. You know, how you set things up the right way. So as a realtor, years, later coming to this, I got to house over 5,000 and see that process, because I developed that process of housing homeless. I kid you not. When I told people on social media last year that I just want to thank everybody who was involved in these housing of over 5,000 homeless veterans. I got to thanking my old agents who I trained and managed. I got to thanking investors who just said, here, Yvette, take all of our 400 units. I got to thank all of them. And then I got to put a lot of their letters in these books so you could read over the past 22 years where I've been. Letters from the VA, letters from the Housing Authority, letters from organizations that just said, I'm a godsend to be able to house veterans in wheelchairs. That's in this book too. Hold on. Okay, I wrote a book first. Okay. Wrote this book for social workers, case managers, human care professionals, first responders, because they let veterans walk out the door homeless. They'd rather put a veteran in handcuffs because he's homeless and he has nowhere to go, instead of knowing how to navigate within your city, your town, your village, your county, how to find resources for that veteran. Yeah, that's what I've been doing for the past 22 plus years. And now I teach you how to do the same. And I was doing this before AI. Now AI just kicks it up a notch where you can learn to do it, and not a difficult way either. I teach you in all of my guidebooks. So this veteran right here, and his story is in the book, and it's also on the Main Street Realtors website. This veteran right here was sent to me because he was in a U-Haul facility for 11 months in a wheelchair. And this is the letter from his social worker. So when you get the books, you can read these letters. And this letter is for social workers, case managers, human care professionals, so that you won't have to have a veteran in a U-Haul facility for 11 months with a 2-bedroom Section 8 voucher. When I got him housed in this condominium downtown, and that's where we're standing on his deck from the 42nd floor, that voucher pays $3,000 a month for that upscale condominium with the doorman. They call him up and say, "You have a package. Would you like for us to bring it up, or would you like to come down?" They push a button if he doesn't feel like it to open the door, like it's a sensor when he comes. I'm like, man, it's a grocery store downstairs on the first floor. He's been there for 11 years with the Section 8 HUD badge voucher. As a realtor, I housed him and got a commission from the owner, who is receiving $3,000 a month to this day, 11 years later, for this former homeless veteran. Now, what pisses me off is they let this former Army veteran, 75 years of age, 3 tours of duty, 2 bronze medals for exemplary work. That's what she says all the time. Walk out of the Jesse Brown VA Medical Center, homeless walk-in twice. Homeless. And you see here, she's photographed 2 different times because I got her housed 2 different times. The first time I didn't accept and couldn't accept that commission because unfortunately she had a breakdown the first night. So my husband and I went there and helped and escorted her with the ambulance to the hospital, where they kept her. 21 days later, they released her or discharged her from the hospital from a mental hospital. It was just the most horrific story ever. But when she was discharged from the mental hospital, she went back to the VA and she spent the night there. They did, check up and all this stuff, flushed her out, like she said, and they discharged her the next day, homeless. I cannot make this up. I can't. So she calls me again to tell me that, "Yvette, I need your help again." And I got her housed again. But, social workers can learn to do the same thing I do. It's in the book. Realtors can learn to do the same thing I do. It's in the book. Because what I didn't tell you about her is that not only was she 100% service-connected disabled veteran, that's a check every month, guaranteed. She also retired from the military, so that's another check every month, guaranteed. Plus, she was getting Social Security every month, guaranteed. And her credit score was 700. So why can't a realtor work with her? You want to know why? Because she said she was homeless. Y'all got to stop that. You have to sit down and talk to people. As realtors, it's our obligation, it's our duty to move people. But how are you going to move people and you have a stigma? You see a veteran, they're homeless, and you're like, "Ew, cooties, there's no money. I can't help you, get away." Don't do that, love on somebody. So anywho, that's what I teach you how to do. You got to get the book to read the book. I got a lot of information. Here's another book with information, Finding Home. If you've never worked with a veteran before, you don't know all the benefits we get. You need to learn and get this book so you can learn. You say we shouldn't have homeless veterans, but you know 10 of them, 10, and you can't do nothing. the government should. Let me tell y'all, let me show you what the government is doing. Let me show you, okay? I house homeless veterans who have been unhoused homeless for 11 months with a HUD-VASH voucher. This is a voucher here for Chicago Housing Authority. I'm in Chicago. And this voucher is the golden ticket for housing. So if a homeless veteran, and that's how a veteran gets this because they are homeless. They've been checked and balanced through the VA, the Veterans Administration. They've been checked and balanced through HUD to receive this voucher. So they've been checked and balanced, but then they get out to the community and see this realtor. And this realtor is like, ew, you got the cooties. You're homeless. So they just excuse this veteran with the voucher. Or, oh, I can help you. You're going to do a credit check, a background check, an eviction check. Oh, and my investor client wants me to come and see where you live. So that credit check just denies this veteran with the voucher. Everything you just said just denies this veteran with the voucher. Then we have, in our homeless veterans community, we have an additional $900+ million. Did you hear me? Yeah. This money has already been dispersed to these organizations, to 411 organizations within the United States of America, including Guam and Hawaii. Somebody said, well, we know Hawaii is part of U.S. Okay, fine. I'm just saying, not over $900 million. This is a bucket, actually 2 buckets, because this one right here, yeah, this one came out first. This one came out August 27th of this year. This one came out, it went to 235 organizations and they received $818 million. This one came out September 23rd to an additional 106 organizations and they received $84 million. So you have your Section 8 voucher and you have all this money, and they're supposed to use this money for housing, housing counseling, healthcare, financial planning services, childcare, legal assistance, transportation. So you send me a message and say, Yvette, I want to do veterans housing. Can you be my mentor? Yep, this is my mentorship. Get the book. Read the book. Thanks for joining my club, y'all. Read the book. Let me know you bought the book, and I'll invite you to my private group. But one-on-one mentor, no, I'm not doing that. You can't afford me. You got to shut everything down in order for me to do a one-on-one mentorship. So buy the book, and you'll get a whole lot of more information in my mentorship. I do every 2 weeks questions in any of my books. I've got, I don't even know how many. Hold on, let's count. Okay. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those haven't been released yet. 6, 7. All right. I'm missing some. 7. So I counted 7. So, and then from veterans from boots to business, that'll be, I'm still working on 2 more things to put in here before this one is released. And then I got another one just for Chicago. And then notarization, because I also do notaries, but to the sick and the shut in. Oh, I keep coming unbuttoned. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for the past 22 plus years at the VA and getting awards every year. I got awards here. Let me show y'all over here. I got awards from Main Street Organization of Realtors for 2025, the President's Award this year. I was so surprised, I didn't even know. And then I got the Illinois Department of Veteran Affairs 25 Women Veteran Leaders in 2025. Then I got this award for Distinguished Women from the Omega Psi Phi chapter, Lambda chapter for 2025. Back here, this was 2023 women, veteran leaders in 2023, and I made the front cover. Over here is a proclamation from the Senator Michael Hastings for Women Veterans Day when it first was enacted here nationwide. Oh, and down here, I was in Woman's World magazine with Gloria Estefan on the cover. Oh my God, she was my girl. We could dance to her all night, right? And I'm on page 52. So if you can go online, this is still online. Woman's World, September 29th. And that's me there. And then, I mean, I've just been all over the place. But if y'all don't know about veterans, and if you're not in the veterans community where I am here in Chicago, because that's where I kept myself hidden, you didn't know anything about what Yvette Jones Swanson was doing. So now I am able to come out and share this information with you, not because I wanted to, but because I had to. Yeah. So with the new administration, and a lot of those, thank you for the hearts over here. All of those workers for the VA at the VA were fired. Well, they got rid of some really important positions, like my volunteer position. I was volunteering. I can't even make this up. I was volunteering at the VA. I had a memorandum of understanding, an MOU, which says, Yvette, this is why you're coming. We understand why you're coming. This is what you can do, and this is where you can do it, and when you can do it. At the VA. In the VA. At the vet centers, at the city colleges, at Cook County Corrections, at Federal Bureau of Prisons, at various municipalities. I was cushy. I didn't have to tell y'all nothing, especially realtors. I don't want to even talk to y'all. I see y'all. I applaud you for what you're doing, and I do. But the reason I couldn't talk to realtors is because, okay, we're going to do a credit check. We're going to do a background check. And Yvette, you think they going to do this because my investor client, they don't want no, I'm like, what? These are people and our veterans who have guaranteed funds. And this is how we're treated. So I didn't stop there. I just met some wonderful investors, and they're in my books too. So when you buy my books, you can read what my investors have to say about me. All right, from Main Street Organization of Realtors, and this is from 2012. 2012, not last year. 2012, 400 units. This book, let me see. Hold on. I want to AMG. Okay, here's a real good one. Oh, this one right here is real good. This one was written in 2015, over 4,000 units. Hold on, let me tell y'all what he said. February 18, 2015. This is from Michael Realty. And this is in the book. It's in a few of the books. He said, our firm has managed over 4,000 rental units across Chicago and in the nearby suburbs. As an example of our clientele, Michael Realty represents New Midwest Rentals, a partner and major shareholder that consists of Gerald Forsyth, a multi-billionaire who owns companies across the globe, inclusive of Index Power Worldwide, American Enterprise Bank, and Blue Harbor Resorts, just to name a few. And then he goes on, whenever we are in need of a specialist for rental units, whether it is residential or commercial, we turn to Yvette Jones. Y'all see my name? Her expertise with Section 8, CHA Department of HUD shares no equal. I highly recommend Ms. Jones now and in the future, as she has been dependable in the past. You can get the book and read it yourself. And I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So you see what? I didn't have to ask a realtor for nothing. All of my investors, and I've had hundreds, probably thousands of investors over 22 plus years who would just give me their properties on a silver platter. So I'm like, look, I served in this veteran community, and so many veterans, once they find out how good I am to service them, they tell everybody. And then I'm at the VA training the social workers. Remember, I've been at the VA all this time, so I have to tell y'all nothing. And all of these owners were just saying, here, Yvette, fill them up, because they're looking at the rate of return. They're not giving me problems like realtors who are representing other investors. I taught my investors. You hear the beautiful letters they wrote, and you can read the rest of them in the. What I might do is publish my references and referrals. That's what I think I'm going to do. Publish those in a book. Yeah, in my library, because I want what I do to be known and for you to learn it too, because it's all duplicatable. Everything I do is duplicatable. And God said, now I have set you down and you can focus and you can do what I've called you to do. We have no excuse not to house homeless veterans anymore, anywhere you are. And you don't have to do a whole lot of, if you are a realtor, get this book. That's what you got to do. Read this book. Let me know you bought this book. Send me a DM. Show me when it's coming, and I will add you to my private group. We can house them, and y'all can make. Okay, it goes three ways. You have a homeless veteran who needs help. You have a realtor who is working with an investor. This investor needs a renter. The realtor does the work that a realtor is supposed to do. You, at the end of the day, you do the lease, you send an invoice, you get paid. This homeless veteran is in this investor's property, and this investor is getting paid. Who lost here? To me, that's a win-win-win. Because investors, let me tell y'all something about investors, especially my investors who, oh my God, I was thinking today, and this one company came to Chicago. They came in like a flood, because what happened when the market was crashing, everybody was going into foreclosure, losing their properties and everything. The multi-unit investors, they bought up everything. And they're like, we got to make our money, so we got to fill these units. How are we going to do that? Oh, hey, Yvette, my partner over at I can name some names. Let me open the book. My partners over at Base gave me your number. They said you work with Michael Realty, and you help to rent up 4,000 of their units. We'd like to hire your services. I'm like, cool. That's Base, right? He got that from Michael Realty. I gave Main Street Real Estate a call right here. He's in the book now. Gave him a call, and our first call, he like, just hang up on me. I will never, ever work with the government. No, never. I'm like, okay, it's no problem. If you ever change your mind, I'm here. You know where my office is, or just give me a call. This was when I had a BlackBerry. I love my BlackBerry. So he called me back. I don't know how long after that, and said, my partners, because it was three of them, my partners want me to meet with you and at least get the information, because I did tell them, and they were buying up a whole lot of properties. He had 400 units. That's in the book, right here. She not only has rented many of our 400 units, but she has done so in an extremely professional and friendly manner. We have come to consider Miss Jones a business partner, a colleague, and a friend. That's right here. So I told her, I said, okay, cool. I have an appointment in Hyde Park at, it was one of my favorite restaurants. They had the fried green tomatoes. Oh, I love fried green tomatoes. So I said, meet me there at this time, and bring me what you have. Show me, I want to see your properties. You can bring me pictures, you can bring me rent rolls, you can bring me, whatever it is that you want to share with me, so that I can see what we'll be working with if we decide to work together. So he said, okay. So we're sitting down going over things. He's looking at the paperwork that he will receive for each unit, because each unit needed a lease, each unit needed disclosures, each unit needed whatever else he wanted in that lease. So that was my job, to do the leases. Well, actually, my assistant in the office, she did all the leases. Because back then they were handwritten and it was a lot of them. So then the agents started doing their own leases too. And then I had to oversee the leases and make sure my signature was on there. And then the managing broker, not my signature, the signature, for the owner. And then they would get sent in to HUD Vash, not HUD Vash, but CHA. So anyway, that's another process. So he was there and we were meeting. And I had set up another meeting the same day, 30 or 45 minutes to give us time to meet, and then back to back the other meeting on top of that meeting, because that meeting, that owner, Mr. Anahosa, him and his mother, owned a huge building in Hyde Park, right behind Jim's head. I could see the building, and I could see Mr. Anahosa walking up to the restaurant door from his building, right? So Mr. Anahosa came in, and I positioned us right where we can see people coming in. So I waved. I said, hey, Mr. Anahosa. He said, hello, Yvette. You know how he speaks in Spanish. I said, come on over here. He understood English real good, though. So he came. His mother had a real thick accent, though. She was so cute. She loved me because I was filling up the building. So Mr. Anahosa, I said, oh, here are your leases. Had a big stack. And he pulled out this thick envelope. And I said, okay, let's go ahead and match up everything. I said, Jim, you don't mind. I said, this is Mr. Anahosa, Mr. Anahosa, this is Mr. Williams. And, he's an investor. As a matter of fact, Mr. Williams, turn around and look behind you. That's Mr. Anahosa's building. And this building is huge. It's huge. With an elevator. It had like 10. Y'all go down in Hyde Park and you can see the building. It's like next door to the chocolates and next door to the movie theater. So it's right there. So Jim turned around, his eyes got this big. And then he turned around and we're matching up the checks with the lease. Yes. And you're going to sign this invoice paid. Yes. So Jim is like, okay. And these are all leases and checks that are being paid to the real estate company that I was working with at the time. So I always brought my own program wherever I go. They still don't know how I did it. They're like, yeah, it's in the books now. You can learn it all through my books now. I give away everything. All you got to do is buy a book to get it. And then I'll be doing the master classes and some other classes, because it's phenomenal. It's when you start taking a look at all the resources veterans have in this community, and you know how to have a conversation to start, first of all, that advocacy. All right, because sometimes they may not have the resources, because all veterans, we don't know where to go. When I was 18, I was discharged. I was 19. I was discharged. Oh, let me see y'all already. I was discharged from the military, and I was discharged with no benefits. I didn't have a check anymore. I didn't have health insurance. I had no benefits. They told me, well, there's nothing wrong with your heart. So see ya. Don't want to be ya. So I'm 19, no college education. I went to the military for all of that, for a job. Being in the military is a job. I was getting a check. I got to sleep. I got to eat. I get to go to school. That's what I went to the military for. And then to retire and be able to buy a house and then do whatever career I want to do if I want to do it, you know, but everything was cut short, and I'd come home with nothing and then become homeless and then get married to a complete bum who was still serving in the military. And then I become a battered wife and run away, go back to the VA to say, hey, I need help. I need resources. I can't stay here. I'm a veteran. I had on a uniform. I had boots on the ground at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. I was being MST'd. MST. That's what we call it today. And I have to come home with nothing. And I was assaulted. Damned. Oh my God. And I'm homeless, and I'm a battered wife of an actively serving Marine, and I get nothing. I have to suffer. There's not one single resource for me. So that's what's happening today. That's why we have all of these homeless veterans, because don't nobody know how to connect their resources to them. They don't even know how. So that's why I wrote, and that's why I continue writing. So everything in my publications is what I talk about. For social workers, case managers, human care professionals, first responders, learn how to help veterans access those resources before they leave your desk. Give them a roadmap, a plan. I do housing plans every single day. Every single day. I get veterans to send me messages, DM messages. I got the one for Georgia today. I hope I wrote it down. Charlotte's, I didn't write it down, but he came in from Georgia today. I'm in Chicago. Realtors, y'all can help so much, so very much. As a realtor, I've made a six-figure income housing homeless veterans because y'all thought they all had the cooties. But no, they went from homeless, hold on. they went from buying single family houses and 4-unit buildings from homeless. And they remembered who got them out of being homeless. They came to my, hold on, let me show you. I like to show better than I talk. They came to my workshops at the VA and the vet centers, city colleges, communities. And this right here, which one? This is the vet center I was at for 13 years in Forest Park, Illinois. This is at Harold Washington College. Okay. Oh. So and then this is in the community at the municipalities. These are some of the houses and buildings that former former homeless veterans purchased. It's through education. It's through education. And as an educator, college educator, corporate educator, I'm in my element now in real estate and education. This is it. So this is for realtors. If you say that, I got a house, I own real estate, and I want to get into something. Well, I would suggest you can start here. This will get you up and running real quick. Innovative housing solutions for homeless veterans for shared living models, right here. For homeless veterans, senior veterans, women veterans, justice involved veterans, disabled veterans, veterans of domestic violence, and the LGBTQ plus communities. You have to choose your demographic. And then you want to align your veterans housing or your veterans housing village with the federal government, with the state, with the city, with organizations that receive that $900 million plus dollars. That's what I teach you right here. All right. I'm the teacher. I am the writer and the publishing company. You want to tell on somebody? Tell on me, to me. And I've got about I do have 14 federal, state, and city certifications. Y'all learn that too. This book is for veterans, not veterans, but entrepreneurs who say, Yvette, I'm a CNA, I'm a nurse. Okay. Oh my God, I couldn't take that biology. Ooh. But I'm so happy for you. So get this book, and I also teach you AI. So don't be alarmed where you see Atlanta, Georgia. Just take out Atlanta, Georgia from the prompts and put in your city, your state. That's all you have to do. Get with the times. I'm 60. I had to get with the times. So I'm teaching you how to do that too in this book. Oh, this is my baby, Finding Home. I needed a finding home when I was homeless. This is my baby right here. This is me. Too big for the city. Towering over the city with nowhere to go. That's how our veterans feel. That's what actually happens. So in this book, I really love page 73. On page 73 are resources that I sent to a veteran in Hawaii. And I used to say, if I was ever homeless, I want to be homeless in Hawaii. Oh, no, I don't. And no, you don't either. So I sent her all of these resources, not the whole book, but when I wrote the book after I was sending all of these resources to different places like Hawaii, Florence, South Carolina, Las Vegas, Washington, D.C., and Chicago. I'm like, you know what? It's time to teach some folks how to do this because I will get burnt out real soon. So this book teaches you how to help a veteran in your communal, how to find those resources, or if you have a family member, because I send resources to people everywhere. This book teaches you how to do that. I would say get two. So I'm not going to keep y'all all day because I could talk. And I just love to share now that I'm sharing what I've been doing over the past 22 plus years. My screen is not frozen. I was just sitting here thinking over the past 22 plus years, housing homeless veterans. You would have thought I had a job and I worked for some people. I'm like, I don't work for you. You're my client. You gonna pay me. And the veterans, they never had to pay me. And they were my clients too. And then when they hired me to be their buyer's representative, they became my client again. So, but you would have thought I had a job. Thank you for the hearts. I'll come back over here and read everything. That I had a job at the VA, because some of those people were cruel. I'm telling you, just lazy. And I had to get on a whole lot of them. And a whole lot of these organizations that had the money that's on this $900 million list, I had to get on a whole lot of them too. I remember I hope he's not watching, but he remembers this day. We housed about 6 or 7 of their consumers under their program. And this was a new investor. And this investor had a handful of multi-unit properties, 17 to 30 units. And we had housed, they came over to the office because I said, I want all the agents to meet you. And then we're going to do a property tour so that the agents can see, what they're working with. So when we get veterans to come into the office, they'll know exactly where to take them. And they came over, they bought pizza, back in the day, we were just eating anything. I was. I don't do that now. And we had a really good meeting. Everybody said, okay, there's nothing new, and we're excited to bring you aboard, and hope you are great landlords, because we love dealing with great landlords. Because one thing I do not stand is a slumlord. Don't call me. Don't. And if you do, and if you are, I'm going to let you know. And a lot of my old slumlords used to be slumlords. They cleaned up their act really, really fast because that money was going to be taken away. And when I write letters, I write congressional letters now. I wrote a House bill that's being presented, and I hope it gets passed because it will help a lot of homeless veterans with guaranteed funds. So that's what I do in the community, and my books teach y'all how to do the same. So any questions you may have, this is the 3rd edition right here. I told you I didn't have to come here, but I had to come here because I didn't even finish telling y'all when the new administration came in the White House and they were firing everybody. Well, my volunteer position was also eliminated. Yeah, over some trumped up BS. That's the 2nd time. But you know what? God said, I'm closing that door. I'm closing that door. It's still open because guess what? They still send me referrals of homeless veterans and veterans at risk of being homeless. I got one today in the encrypted message. Exactly. I'm a federal contractor. So now what I'm going to do is send a letter to that program manager to tell them if they want to send me referrals to house the hardest to house homeless veterans, like I've been doing for the plus positive 22 years plus, that I need a contract because they don't want to do the work. I got one today in an encrypted message and I called him. I'm like, as soon as I heard him, I'm like, they don't want to do the work. He's a senior veteran who sounds like he doesn't know a whole lot, about technology and about moving, or about now find out about managing his money. This man is bringing home $6,473 a month. He's 78 and he gives away all of his money as soon as he gets it to his daughter and his girlfriend. So now he's staying in a room, and the people in the rooming house in the old motel is still in his stuff. I can't even make this up. But the social worker, where's the book? Where's the social work book? The social worker, instead of her having the information that I teach in this book, she refers him to me. Oh, I'm like, as soon as I talked to him and got this information, I said, well, I have 2 places where you can go. How soon are you looking to move? And then he starts down another rabbit hole. I'm like, well, when I save up some money, I'm like, where's all your money going? Well, my girlfriend and my daughter, every time I want to go somewhere, she'll come and get me, and she want $250. I'm like, yeah. I said, you might need a fiduciary. Oh no, I don't need that. I'm like, oh. Okay. I said, so how do you want to move when you don't have any money? I said, we're getting paid at first. And he said, yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to save some money. Don't give him any. So this is the conversation that I had with this 78-year-old veteran. So, and it's not uncommon. Hold on, let me open the book. I like to show and tell. So this is the second oldest at risk of being homeless veteran. Right here. This is my husband right here. And that's one of our attorneys. And this is the second. See that, how old he is? He was getting this kind of money. He was living in a trailer. And the vet center called me and said, Yvette, we're going to have a homeless veteran if you don't do something about it. I'm like, not on my watch. So you see, he's standing up with the key, right, at the closing, because now he owns a home, coming from a trailer park. Hey, babe, I heard you come in. Coming from a trailer park that was being torn down. You want to come and say hi to the people? Oh, for real? You got to come around here. No, come all the way around. They can't see. You got to get in the camera. Okay. They don't even know you exist.
All right.
That's my husband.
All right.
That's him right there teaching at they can't see you. Come back down. Teaching at the, where are we? City colleges. So with get back down so they can see you. Since you're coming over here. You want to sit on this stool?
No, I'm about to go. I'm just coming in. I got stuff to do.
All right. Thanks for coming in. Close the door. So what he teaches about is veterans taxes. So at 70 to 100% service connected, veterans are exempt from property taxes. And that's his specialty. Because I'm like, look, you join a team, you got to learn something from the start, from the rooter to the tutor. Because I'm not talking about everything. I'm not. So at the workshops, I have all of them. I've been doing these workshops. They are phenomenal. And I teach realtors how to do the workshops. This book right here is the workshop. You read this book, you can do a workshop. And also, hold on, I even give you, just giving away all my goodies because I'm living on forever. I'm like, God, please. What? Okay, right. Hold on. I'm trying to show y'all something. Oh, that's my husband. I was just showing y'all my husband too. He did that closing because I was still recuperating from COVID-19 pneumonia and a stroke. So after we got married, he got his license. Dick, what was I showing y'all? Transitional from how? Okay, I'm gonna come back and read. I was showing y'all something. I forgot what I was showing y'all, but get all my books so y'all can learn. You want to do what I do? Get the library. Oh, let me show y'all something too. This book came out number one. It came out number one on the Amazon Best Release. Number one in, hold on. No, it came out new release. No, it came out top release and number one in United States military veterans history. Yeah. So you want to do some veterans housing? And that's going to be my answer to a lot of your questions. How can I do this? Get a book and learn it, because what comes out of my mouth, one, I tell people this all the time. You ask a question and you expect to know everything just like that. You're in the microwave and you're not going to get that from me. I don't play patty cake, patty cake. I play go buy a book and read it. That's it. You grown, you want to do something, you got to learn how to do it. All right, I'm getting ready to go because I'm working with a coach myself. And my coach works with me a certain way, and I work with you a certain way. And you want to work with me, go buy the education. Let me know you bought it. Go to my bio. And if you haven't over here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, click to share and follow and comment. Say something. Over here on TikTok, go to my bio, get the books, learn to do what I do. Let me know you got the book, and I will join or invite you to my private group where more information is shared. Oh my God, after 22 years. And I tell, people say that, how you house homeless veterans? I'm like, easy. Oh yeah, I didn't even finish telling y'all about this organization, and they're still receiving. This year they received a little over $4 million. This one organization where we had a tit for tat, because I had a new investor who came aboard, right? And they came and brought us pizza and, junk food. And we met them, went over to their properties, and I made some recommendations. And before we do anything, this is what you got to do. So because some investors thought they can move because you're a homeless veteran, or they can move in anything. No, we have homeless veterans right now who have PhDs, MDs, Green Belt, Six Sigma, MBAs, retired, and had something before they became homeless. So being homeless doesn't mean you were living under a bridge and you liked it. No, being homeless in our veterans community means something happened. Something happened to you. And one thing happened is that you never filed for your disability compensation, or you did file and you stopped because it takes forever. That's what they put us through. I didn't get my disability compensation until 2019. I originally submitted a claim when I exited. Somebody told me it's what you need to do, and that's all they said. Fill this paperwork out. I didn't know how to fill out nothing. I didn't know what to tell them what was wrong with me, because they told me, oh, there's nothing wrong with your heart. What? I didn't know to tell them my drill sergeant was SAM me every chance he got. What? Who does that? It was horrific. So this one organization, they sent us these veterans and put them on a 3-month subsidy. And a veteran who was homeless, going from pillar to post, maybe in their car, with, just anywhere, homeless, wherever you can survive. And now you give them 3 months to do what? What's your program? What did you help them do in those 3 months to help them elevate themselves so that they can sustain the rent after you stop paying that 90-day subsidy? And when you saw that they were not able to pay beyond the 90 days, why didn't you increase their subsidy for another 90 days and then put them in a program where they have to be there so that they can learn and be able to elevate? That's when people say that I want to do veterans housing. Help them elevate. Don't just put them in a bed. This book teaches you how to do programs. So you can tap into that government money and you're helping those veterans elevate. Don't nobody want to be homeless. I don't want to be a homeless female battered wife. But who was there to provide resources to help me go to the next level? At 21, I didn't know nothing. 21-year-olds don't know nothing. What did you know at 21? And God bless you if you had a route. Because mine was, it's like the rug had been pulled right from under me. Yeah, so thank y'all for coming. Let me see. I've been on here for an hour. I'm going to change the title to from, oh, I got 14 comments. I apologize, y'all. Oh, let me see. Show. You're not just talking about change, you're making it happen. Yes, that Venture Show. Thanks for showing up. What's one leadership lesson you've learned from over 90-day, your own 90-day experience to keep showing up? Thank you for giving veterans a voice and a home. Deeply appreciated. My pleasure. Thanks for being here. Oh, I got to go back up to the top. Then I'll stay on TikTok for another 30 minutes. Okay, here. How can real estate pros get more involved in these? It's not just advocacy. Real Estate Pro is actually doing the work. So realtors can get this book and learn how to house homeless veterans. Investors can get this book and start doing veterans shared living. That's how you can do the real estate. How can local realtors partner with veteran housing programs like this? Get the book and read it because I give you the whole blueprint in this book. How do you balance advocacy work with real estate responsibilities? Now, that's a good one. I put them together. Hold on. So the question over here on YouTube is, how do you balance advocacy work with real estate responsibilities? I put them together. So for instance, advocacy work with real estate. So I have a veteran, he called me from Charlotte, North Carolina. And they're 5 children and a mom and a dad. Despite SSVF approval, rigid housing limits make finding a home adequate home is finding a home impossible. So advocacy work, I write congressional letters. And this is one of them for the veteran in North Carolina. So advocacy work are the letters to the Congress, to the state, to the Senate, to the mayor, and also to all of the organizations that I sent resources to that veteran for. I send a referral letter to all those organizations to let them know that he's coming. Get your pocketbooks ready. Sometimes, the organizations say, okay, we got them, we'll catch them, or well, we're not, or we don't, or they don't qualify. Oh, they don't qualify? Oh, let me write another letter about you, because now we need oversight. We need oversight. What are you doing with that money? Who's benefiting from that money? Because one of my organizations said, Yvette, I'm so glad you called, because I didn't know what to do with that money. I was just going to have a pizza party for the veterans. What? They need housing resources. They need financial resources. They need legal resources. They need disability resources, credit resources. and they need the workshop to come and get it. And when they come to the workshop, they all first timers receive the free book so they can take it home with them and read up on it and follow through. And this is nationwide too, because realtors are everywhere and you can do these workshops anywhere. Hold on. That's what I was showing. Okay. Veterans Home Buying Seminar Workshop. What you will need. Right here. What you will need. You want to set up a veterans housing and home buying workshop? I give you the steps right there. What you will need. Step 1. Oh, step 2, step 3, step 4. What to expect. And then your team as the realtor. Who is your team when you want to share this workshop? Who do you want at the workshop to share their professionalism with the veterans? Who are these people? You know, over 22 years, I've had several teams. Oh, this is one picture right here. This is inside the vet center. It was full from front to the back. I'm like, oh, we need a bigger space. It's tight. Y'all got to squeeze in. We had people sitting down the middle. And this is my team for 2024, I believe, right there. Yeah. So, yeah, I give you everything. I give you everything. This is really, these are some village plans that I wrote that the villages wanted to build their veterans village. And I mean, it's just a lot of good information in there. So how do I do advocacy and real estate together? So advocacy work is done to stop people from doing the bad stuff to homeless veterans. Stop telling them no. For real. You're doing the bad. You go get your hands spanked. As veterans have benefits and resources, then when we come with those benefits and resources, which we've already been approved, because it's how are you going to take our benefits away? If you take away our medical benefits, what? What? You can't do that. But you're taking away our housing benefits when you tell a veteran no when they bring you that benefit. So you're doing bad. So how I bring the advocacy and the real estate together is that I tell on you. First of all, I'll tell on you. And some of those politicians, they want to know because they want to hear who's not doing the right thing. Some of them. And they will contact you and, hey, you need to be audited. This is a grant. This is federal money from the Department of Veteran Affairs. And I hear that you have a homeless veteran in your community and you didn't help them. Why is that? So I wrote a bill, a housing bill, because we want to address some of those issues up in here. Use the money and stop messing around. Stop. So that's what I've been doing for 22 years, fighting within the circle. And then people had the nerve. And I'm a whistleblower. So don't play when it comes to my homeless veterans now. I will blow the whistle on you. And I've done that. You can't misappropriate and mistreat. Misappropriate money and then mistreating veterans who need that resource, the benefits that they receive as a homeless veteran. You just got $900 million. Some organizations got $4 million, some of them got $20 million. You know how this can wipe out veterans' homelessness? If realtors learn how to communicate with the investors and the investors learn how to, I'm doing 2 master classes, first of all, because it's y'all got to get this. You say we shouldn't have homeless veterans. Even get a book. Are there any new grants or programs coming? They're already out. Over $900 million in grants came out in August and September. I just showed that. How can everyday citizens help homeless veterans in their community? By getting this book, Finding Home, to learn how to help homeless veterans find their resources. If you want to do veterans housing and shared living models, get this book. That's how. Yep. If you are a social worker, case manager, human care professional, get this one. I'm an educator. And you know, people will ask one question and think, you can't answer that. You can't answer that. And you can't, you know, don't take me back, please. Don't take me back. Because, you know, when I say something that's an intelligent answer to that question, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. But you're still not housing homeless veterans. Okay, I get it. Oh, here's one, HUD-VASH. How does HUD-VASH programs differ from other housing support options? Like what? Give me another housing support option. HUD-VASH is this, and then you can compare that to other housing support options. HUD-VASH is an assistance from the federal government, from HUD itself, that will pay a subsidy for that homeless veteran, and that subsidy is rent to the investor, the property owner who owns that PIN number, that property, and where that veteran is going to live, and those papers are going to transfer to a check every month on a contract. So, and that veteran also has case management. So, and that's why this book was written, to teach social workers and case managers how to work effectively in the homeless veterans community with investors. So the homeless veterans come with the social worker and case manager. Anything happens, you know, you can pick up the phone and call the social worker case manager instead. If it's somebody with, let's say, a regular voucher, you're going to go into the phone bank to talk to or hear from a operator at the housing authority, unless you're in the owner's category, and you'll have somebody who will contact you back sometime. But with the veteran, they have social work case management. So you can compare that with all the other programs, because I don't know the programs you're talking about. How can real estate professionals get trained in veterans housing advocacy? Get the book. Get the books. That's it. Get the books. Get the books and read. Thank you for that awesome question. Are there ways to replicate the model in smaller towns? Yep, everywhere. This can be replicated everywhere. Housing is needed everywhere. This can be replicated anywhere. All you got to do is read the books and say, oh, okay, I can do this with that. I got you. Yeah. This is so inspiring, real estate that truly makes a difference. Thank you so much, Nick. So grateful for this, of leadership and dedication. Thank you for your service, US. You're welcome. Every episode brings so much insight. Thank you for educating and empowering others. Oh, you're welcome. Adventure Show, you're not just talking about change, you're making it happen. I'm coming over here in just 1 second. What's one leadership lesson you've learned from your just keep showing up, from your 90-day experience? I wish I was back in Chicagoland. I grew up there, now stuck in Oklahoma and homeless 100%. Who is this? Why does it sound familiar? Anyway, send me a private message so I can get you what you need, because you don't need to be in Oklahoma 100% service. You said 100% disabled veteran, but are you 100% service connected disabled veteran? That's what I need to know. Thank you for giving veterans a voice. Okay, I want to say thank y'all for being here over here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Yep. So if you have not liked and pushed that button over there, that bell, ding, 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 please do so at this time. I'll see y'all tomorrow at 5:15 Central. And I said I'm gonna change my thumbnail because I can't do this in 15 minutes. And I just can't do this in 15 minutes. As you see, I've been on here for an hour and 20 minutes. And I'm not even going to get off TikTok yet. It's a lot to glean from and to understand the background of things and just how this community operates and what you need in order to operate within it so you can help, because that's what you said you want to do. You want to help house homeless veterans, then you got to get the education. I talk about a lot of stories and prepare you because, like I said, I've trained some agents along the way, and I've counseled and worked with thousands of investors along the way, and some are still here, and a lot of them are gone because they're like, oh, I can't do this. Who's got the stick and stay power to be in a community of homeless veterans? I can count. We would have veterans resource fairs that I started at the Jesse Brown VA. Thank you very much. And okay, I said after a while, look, y'all just take this on, take it. It's a great idea. Great. We did it once and y'all can do it continuously. I don't need to be in any planning. I'll be here. And this is what we need to do. So invite this group right here. And then they started reaching out. I brought the LIHEAP to the Jesse Brown VA. That's the CETA and other organizations to the Jesse Brown VA to support homeless veterans. I got letters. They're in the book. They're in the book. So you have to learn how to navigate. And that's what I talk about a lot. And also a lot of it's in the books. Because there's nothing I'm just going to house veterans. What are you doing? What about the ones who don't have the money to pay out of pocket? How do you work with the organizations in the community that receive that $900 million? That's what I teach you how to do. So I'm about to bounce, but thank y'all so much for watching. Let me play this. Is it going to play? I think. Hold on. Y'all want to hear this? Let me flip the camera.
Across America, too many of our heroes return home only to face another battle, the fight for stable housing. Veterans are overrepresented in the homeless population, often caught in a system that is complex, slow, and full of barriers. At Vet Mentors, we're changing that narrative. For over 20 years, we've been boots on the ground, not just identifying the problem, but building real solutions. That's why we created the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guide book series, a groundbreaking collection designed to educate, equip, and empower. These guidebooks are written not only for veterans, but also for the communities, organizations, and leaders who serve them. From step-by-step housing models to funding strategies, this series gives social workers, case managers, realtors, and first responders the tools they need to act with speed, dignity, and impact. Vet Mentors believes housing is not charity. It's a mission, a responsibility, and a pathway to restoring honor. Every guidebook in this series is a resource designed to make sure no veteran is left behind, and no community has to say, "We didn't know how to help." This is how we turn challenges into victories. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, CEO of Vet Mentors LLC, and I invite you to join us in rewriting the story for America's veterans.